What's going on, guys? Your boy J Mars. I'm back after a long hiatus. I just needed a break from everything. Had a lot things I had to do, especially with work going on. So it's been kind of rough holding up like these different channels and stuff like that I have. Because I have other projects that I'm currently working on right now. So I don't know. I hope the audio is good right now. You know what I'm saying? I have switched around the room a bit. So, I hope it's appealing to the eye and whatnot. I got some of my artwork up that I did. Yeah. So I got my man Deadpool over here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna talk about what's going on with the Knicks, man. What's going on with the Knicks? I really had questions about this team from the beginning of the season after the trade, right? And how can this team kind of gel like last year's team when they were, really clicking? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So like, um, when it was really clicking, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, we had a lot of injuries last year, and we had guys traded over the off season for Cat. We picked up Mikal Bridges. He started off slow, and you know, a lot of the fans was getting on him, including me. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like trials and tribulations with him, but he found his way and he's actually doing great. I think he's doing excellent. Um, let's look at I'm gonna try to pull up the last three games. The cup game. I'm talking about this after the cup game. We lost. All right, so I got it queued up the last, I guess, 10 games or whatnot. Um, we lost to the Hawks that time, which was like a terrible game for me. I just didn't, it wasn't a good game. Okay, here we go. So the Knicks, so I got it queued up. So the Knicks had like a rough schedule when it came to, um, you know, the amount of games so close to each other. Like we had a back to back. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start from around Christmas time. All right. Now, and so, okay, so what's going on? So what's actually going on with the Knicks? All right, this is what everybody, wants to know. Like what's going on with the Knicks? You know, um, so I got this queued up, and okay, so I got like the last maybe I don't know 8-10 games queued up. But let's start, a little bit beforehand, like around I don't know December 21st. You know, we won against the Pelicans. Um, it was a real good game. We beat them by about 11 points, and then we played the Raptors, um, which was a good game. That was at the Garden, right? And that was December 21st. So December 21st, we played the Raptors. Maybe an emotional game because we had old players, like RJ Barrett quickly didn't play. He was hurt. Um, right. That was the 23rd of December. And then we played the Spurs on Christmas, which was a huge game for Mikal Bridges. Really solidified his spot, as a New York Knick to me on the team. You know what I mean? So Mikal Bridges had an awesome game on Christmas. Christmas was my birthday. It was the best birthday gift. I hung around family. It was mad cool. So, that could take a lot out of you. You know what I'm saying? Playing on Christmas. You gotta understand, like these players have families. These players have newly born kids. Like I think Brunson has a newborn. Josh Hart, his kids are probably maybe, I don't know, a year old or less, or a little bit over. He got two kids. You know, these players have lives. You know what I mean? And on the holidays, it could be rough. They human. Um, so that was a huge game. They gave us everything we could ask for, and they beat Wimbayana and the Spurs. That was a dope game. So that was December 25th, right? So you had the Raptors on the 23rd. 2 days later, you had a big game on Christmas, which they did their thing. And then the 27th, right? After trying to celebrate what you can with your family, you come back on the 27th, play the Magic. We beat the Magic very convincingly. Excuse me. And now from the 27th, you got to go and play a near back to back to me, because you're in the same city playing the same team. You go and play the Washington. So you're in DC playing the Wizards, right? Which we won both games. The first one we won was 136-132. So they must have had like a little, I guess, hangover for Christmas, and dealing with their family and stuff like that. And then we played them in the same city. We didn't leave until after the game, December 30th, right? So you got all these games bunched up before you hit New Year's, right? And we won those two games, right? Being away. So, that can take a lot out of you. So basically, and I think those were all three away games. So you're away for the Magic, the Wizards, right? Which were two games. So that's three games. Then you got to play Utah, right? Which was kind of, a weird game in the sense of, they didn't start out too good. But, we won that 119 to 103. So, and that was New Year's Day. So that's another, like, they're not spending time with their family. They're actually playing, New Year's Day, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Given, I think that was at the Garden, and we won that game, right? Then you got to roll back, right? 2 days later on January 3rd, after doing the Christmas game, after doing those in between games, the three games in between on the road. Now you're rolling back on January 1st. You played the Jazz, you beat the Jazz. Now you got to go all the way damn near across country to Oklahoma. And I've been to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's, it ain't for everybody. Put it like that. My brother lived in Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma. So it ain't for everybody, right? And then you basically lose to the Thunder. Now, this is when I started to see something not right, right? And I think one of the games, I'm not sure if Brunson was injured in one of the games he didn't play. I don't know if that was in the DC game. I'm not sure if that was in the DC game or not. But one of the games he did not play and we won. Okay. Now, it was the game before the Thunder game. So that was, I think it was, let me see. The game before the Thunder game was the Jazz game. Okay. So the Jazz game, Brunson didn't play, right? and that was at the Garden. And we did a good job. Team ball, that was how we were able to win. Everybody passed the ball. You know what I mean? And so Brunson came back for the Thunder game. Now, this is the big game. Isaiah Hartenstein. Y'all know the headlines already. He left for money purposes, which is, that's on him. That's what's up. I don't blame him for taking the money and doing what he had to do, especially if we couldn't offer him what we could offer him. But as a Knicks fan, I wanted them to go in there and bust their ass. Which they pretty much did for the first half of the game. They played team ball. It was like, oh my God, it was perfect. You know what I mean? Pass the ball. OG was getting his, Macau was getting his, Josh was getting his. Cat in the first quarter seemed like he really didn't get it going, but he started getting it going in the second quarter when they was feeding him the ball. You could tell that they couldn't stop Cat. You could tell like he was overpowering them, right? And the second half, we went ISO Brunson. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why are we doing ISO? And why are we going to Brunson so much? Why are we going away with what started, we went away from what was good. So I don't understand that part. Why did we go away from the formula that, got us to the point where we had like, I think a 13-point lead or something like that. So we wound up losing the game. Because I truly believe like we're a better offensive team. They have better perimeter shooters, but I do believe that we are a more physical team than the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it proved it in the first half. And it reminded me so much of the Cavs game where we went away from team ball and started to ISO. Now everybody wants to, post blame. Oh, who blame was that? Who fault was that? Was the coach? Was the players? Listen, to me, on my channel, I'm gonna tell you it's always the coach. Because you could sit the players, you could substitute the players, you talk to the players. He's the coach. He's the one that runs the ship. Right? If you have a ship out in sea and it's going down, you go down with the ship. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. So, you're in control of all these passengers and they put their faith in you. And, it is what it is. When you're the coach, that's what it is. So, no, a lot of people want to talk about this in the third, but let's go forward a little bit. So we lost that game, disappointing game. I was pissed off, right? Now come the Bulls game. Now, after traveling, like I said, doing all this stuff, of course, the big night for Derrick Rose. It seems like these big nights where there's like a what do you call it? Like a lag in play. And shout out to Derrick Rose. When there's a lag in play, it seems like we can't really get it together in the second half. Like that's what happened in Boston. Given that we didn't know each other, so I give the Knicks that, that leeway. We didn't know each other, we didn't have the camaraderie that we have now, even though that's gone away in the last couple of games. So yeah, so let's go on. That's what happened in the Bulls game in the sense of, they just at times seem lackadaisical or tired. They just seem tired of sorts. Now, this whole time that they've been playing, the bench hasn't seen daylight. Like, yeah, Campaign played. What's his name? Landry Shamet played when he came back. But and that's another thing. So it seems like as if when Landry Shamet is on the court, he's like almost he's taking the role of like Grimes. Put that in that sense, where Grimes is just like go to the corner, wait for the shot. You know what I'm saying? And now you have to wait until like Mikal Bridges, you got to wait until Cat or whoever's on the floor to get theirs off before, them passing the ball to Landry Shamet. Because honestly, I haven't seen Landry Shamet get a play call for him. I mean, am I bugging? Have you? I haven't seen Landry Shamet get a play call for him. Maybe like once or twice. And it's been so bizarre because he's like a career 38% shooter. So my thing is like, how is he not getting plays called for him when in times we need a three? In times we need that perimeter shooter. That's what he came here for. And it's so bugged out that everybody's talking about his defense. Like he's actually playing pretty good defense, but that's not what he's here for. That's great and all that, but like people are noticing his defense because he ain't getting plays called for him for offense, right? And campaign ever since Landry Shamet came into the picture, it's looked like his fizz done died. You know what I mean? And I always thought of campaign as like, I had said this on one of the chats and one of the podcasts that campaign is really like, what I'm saying, the book of matches that when your lighter goes out, you go rummaging through the drawers and shit trying to look for a match now because you don't ran out of your lighter fluid. You know what I'm saying? Oh, good, I got this. It's like break glass just in case of emergency. And he's not really supposed to be used as some guy just coming off the bench giving us because it's unreliable. And that's been throughout his career. And we always trying to change somebody to make it. Tips is always trying to change somebody to make them somebody they not. It's the same thing with RJ Barrett, putting him in a position that, he's not supposed to be in, and a couple of other players. Julius Randle, the same thing, right? And I'm not saying that, they failed because of that. I'm just saying that, we shouldn't have to rely on campaign when we got other things that we could look at on the bench. You know what I'm saying? And that's been the problem with Thibodeau, the whole thing. Like players won't play like Huckaporty, like yesterday's game, right? Against the Magic. We got Cat out, right, with an injury, which was bound to happen, right? Even though Cat is like, I think 15th in the league in minute usage, but like I think 4 out of our 5 starters on the top 10 in minutes use, right? So like, come on, Tibbs. And then, you got these podcasters that are talking about, the minutes police and this and the third. Yo, dudes is tired. After a schedule like this, when you come from like the road and staying in the same city and doing all these holiday games, and then you got to go home to your family and, try to do something with them, dudes is tired. Dudes is tired, man. You got to go to your bench. And it's crazy because Thibodeau's always been that way, using, abusing his players, and they wind up getting injured. That happened to so many of his players. And I know, you bringing up this old cliche, this old thing that Tibbs, injured his players. Man, look, it's a given. You got OG Anunoby putting up one of his top 10 in minutes played, knowing that this dude is injury prone and he never played a complete season. You know that. So if you know that, why are you playing him all these minutes? You got Cat, who hardly played a complete season. I don't think he ever played a complete season. And you got him playing all these minutes as top 15. Then you got Brunson always getting beat up, slapped in the eye, this and the third. You know what I mean? It's just getting ridiculous. Then Josh Hart, man, I just like a slave out there. Yo, shout out to Josh Hart, man. That's the realest dude on this team. In the sense of hard work, you could never tell me about him not doing hard work. Even yesterday, he tried to muster up some energy and he couldn't. Him trying to grab rebounds, man. I done seen you got cats on the team. Yesterday was like atrocious, man. The offensive rebounding. I saw a ball come off of the rim in the middle of 5 Knicks. And this, I forgot who it was on the Magic, came in and swooped the ball from right underneath their noses. They were so focused on a player. Nobody was looking at the rim to grab the rebound. And this dude came in. And this is not the first time. This is like twice. This is twice. We don't have no interior defense. These dudes laying it up. Every time we score, they score. It's like free to the basket. Now, this could be due to fatigue. This could be due to fatigue. And it's just, it was atrocious yesterday. And you know what? I don't blame the players. When you have a schedule like that, man, sometimes you just gotta like, yo, that's it. If I'm Tibbs, I'm like, okay, give me Huck Porty, give me Kolick, Pacom Dadier, man. What's this? Yo, first of all, we act like Pacom Dadier and Huck Porty are true rookies. These dudes played in the EuroLeague for a couple of years. They are seasoned vets over there. So don't give me that. The only person is Kolick. And even Kolick played 4 years in Marquette. So he's not like just some rookie coming out 18 years old, not knowing how to play. And then what game was that? I think it was against the Jazz. This dude played a game in the G League, did awesome, and then played a great game to me, facilitating the team in the Utah game. The same day. The Menace Police, all that shit they talking about, oh, man, go kick rocks. Oh, the Menace Police. Yeah, the Menace Police, because, they human. You know what I mean? They don't run just off of money. They run off of sleep, too. Relaxing, too. Rejuvenating their body, too. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. And then you have, let me see if I can put this up. As you can see here, I'm not kidding. Like, we played on the 21st. Let's start from the 19th, right? We went into, which was an emotional high game too. The 19th. Yes, we had like 4 days off after the Magic game. But, it was a high intense game facing Julius Randle and Dante again, and we blew them out the water. Had a great game. That was the 19th. We come back. We played the 21st against the Pelicans. Won. Then we play the 23rd against the Raptors. The Christmas game against the Spurs. Right? Then we played the Magic. We won that game. So we was on a 9-game winning streak, man. We was doing great. But then, it gets to you after a certain minute when you're just like on the road. You went through all these holiday festivities, with the fans. Sometimes it could be draining trying to win these games. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time you're doing this, the only time you seen Kolick is when there was an injury that occurred. And this has been Thibodeau's MO for a minute. This has been Thibodeau's MO for a minute. I've been saying this. Emmanuel Quickly. The only reason he played Emmanuel Quickly because it was of a need. We needed a two guard. We didn't have a two guard. So he saw minutes. And Quickly was, he was good, but even him, he had some growing pains. He used to shoot from the logo all the time. He used to do certain things like, even on defense when he first started, that he got better. And he's not really a facilitator, so we had to deal with that too. Before we had Brunson. So Quickly, because we needed a need. We had a need at that position. He played. Deuce McBride, you hardly saw him until we had a need for Deuce at that position, and we had to trade Emmanuel Quickly. So you saw more of Deuce, right? And and Deuce did his thing. Am I getting a little pop in my mic? Hold on. Sorry. And we saw Quickly Deuce do his thing when he got the minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you saw, and even Grimes, right? When a certain player went out and wasn't producing, he put in Grimes, right? So even that, when he saw no need for him no more, and the team, found out that they could trade him and do all, started to work their magic. Leon started to work his magic. You know what I'm saying? They had to go. But at the same time, like, these cats could have been played. Then you got cats on these podcasts, that I ain't gonna say no names. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the minutes police and this and third. Now he's on board with the minutes. Talking about, oh yeah, you gotta let Hawk Party play and all this stuff. Oh, now you see it, right? And I was watching yesterday these podcasts, getting on the players. You can't get on the players. These dudes are exhausted. If you're any of a basketball fan, right? Or play basketball, after you play a certain amount of games, right? Or if you play all day, like I used to play all day in Parkside Projects in the Bronx, right? From sun up to sundown. And at the end of the day, you don't have no legs no more. You might come out the next day and you don't have no legs no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to play back to back. And we used to play a couple of games. So it was just like, yo, you need to take a rest. But these are grown men. These ain't little kids no more where they got, immense energy every day. These guys are getting up to their 30s now. You know what I mean? And is this for they put up a hard performance? Yo, you saw OG aiming the ball. You saw Brunson try to get at the height of his shot, like just to give the ball a heave to try to go it, and they just wasn't hitting a shot. The only one that was hitting a shot that was kind of okay was Mikal Bridges. You know what I mean? And even in the final minutes, and you could just see even Josh Hart, man, was tired. He didn't have his legs in him. His timing was off. He was just, when he was shooting his threes, it was more like pushing it towards the rim. If you can't see that, then you don't know basketball. You just complaining. And my thing is, right, we got a lot of these so-called fans that bet on the game. So when you bet on the game, you don't care about the players. All you care about is putting up stats. All you care about is them putting up stats. So you don't care about the players. We got to start getting back to caring about the players. All right? And Josh Hart and Brunson be talking about on their podcast, the Roommate Show. Like, they get all types of DM because they're not meeting the requirements of their betting. So these cats who are complaining about individual players, right? And not really looking at the whole team overall, is betting on the game. They're not real fans. It's cool to put a bet on a game. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't get mad at players from them not making your bet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's retarded. Like you chose to do that. He didn't ask you to do that. So, it's sad to see that a lot of these people that are complaining because they lost bets. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so there could be another thing that's going on in the locker room um that a lot of people's not talking about. So there's been a couple of times, and I don't want to get on Brunson and Tibbs. I think it's more so Tibbs. I don't think it's Brunson, but in the fourth quarter, on the third quarter, just like in Oklahoma, right? And him coming off of a game that he missed, right? It was more like he was stat padding or just being selfish in general. Like there was no team ball movement. Put it like that. And you're the captain, right? Okay. You the captain. There was no ball movement in the third and fourth quarter. We lost the lead. And they wound up winning the game, the Thunder game. Right. And this is not the first time I saw this, I saw it also in the Cleveland game where we were up and they went away from ball movement. So, it's not a pattern, but like you don't go away from what works, right? And so Josh Hart had made a statement. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can put this up. I'm gonna find this real quick. Not video clips. I think it's over there. Give me 1 second. I don't know if this is it. All right, so I had screenshotted this off of X. I think it was X. Yeah. Josh Hart post game on New York's bad shooting as of late. We can't have our own individual agendas. Got to make sure we're locked in on this team. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I don't think it's Cat, right? I don't think it's Cat because he passes the ball. He's the center. You got to look towards more like the facilitator. You know what I'm saying? And that would be your point guard. Is he like kind of throwing a shot? You know what I'm saying? At Brunson? And I don't want to say that because I don't want to cause no thing and whatnot. But even friends, my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Um, he lives in Ohio now, but we used to play ball all the time. And you're gonna have some differences sometimes when you play ball with each other. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we can't have our own individual agendas. got to make sure we're locked in on this team. Now, what is he talking about? Individual agendas. He's not talking about Cat because Cat does his thing. And I've seen Cat when it's time for him to score, he goes and score. And I've seen it from Brunson too. But with me, what I've seen, now it could be two people. It could be either Brunson when he gets in this like Julius Randle zone, and he doesn't do what Julius Randle does. I'm not saying that. But like in that OKC game, the ball could have moved around much better. Like OG got cold. Mikal got cold. They wasn't getting the ball. You know, you hardly seen Cat, which is crazy to me. Because to me, I think he could body the whole team. You know what I mean? And he has more skill than Hartenstein. So what happened? Now there's two things that either happen. Either your coach is giving the green light for him to do those things because he is the coach. I don't want to hear that shit. He is the coach. So I don't want to hear, people say, oh, it ain't the coach. They always blaming Tibbs. Blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want to hear that shit. You make adjustments when needed. Even the adjustments of your players. Call them to the side. What are you doing past the ball? So, it's getting ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So who is he talking about? And I hope it's not causing some locker room conflict. And I hope that Brunson is hearing this and understanding. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on when he said personal agendas. That's the only thing I could think of. Tom Thibodeau's winning percentage. That's why he only wants to play his starters to make sure he wins, because he doesn't trust the bench players, which everybody in the league trusts the bench players. Look at what's the name? And that's another thing. This famous dude on this podcast that people go to that spend their money. And I'm gonna be real, because I'm gonna be real on this channel all the time. He says certain things that just is not, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Because he's saying at one point, don't play the kids. Tibbs doesn't trust them. Tibbs, blah, 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 always sticking up for like the front office, like he's getting paid by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to play these kids. Look at Orlando. We got beat by a bunch of lottery and late first rounders, man. Like, they bust our ass because they get time to play. So what's the excuse? And he even said it out of his mouth. Oh, these are late first. Yeah, well, and these young kids. Yeah. You know why? Number one, because they got legs. They're younger. And they got a coach that understands this. That coach is good, man. That coach he's been through injuries. He's been through all types of things that happened. Boncaro and everybody was basically injured on that team. Everybody was basically injured on that team, and they only have like bench players and draft picks that they playing with right now, and they're doing excellent. They holding the float. I think they fourth in the East. Are they? So they not scrubs. But at the same time, they had their legs. He knows what he was working with. Does Thibodeau know what he's working with? I don't think so. I remember the reporters was asking him during the game, oh, you should play Huck Porty more. Huck Porty's doing good. Kolek, oh, yeah, and, he's doing good. And Tibbs got frustrated with that. Right? So in the next game, I think we were up. I forgot what game it was, but we blew them out. We was up like 35 points. They put in Huck Porty, and he put in Huck Porty, and he put in Jacob and Kolick in, right? And I think Ryan at the time, right? And the league dwindled down to like 25. He pulled them out, right? At 25, he was up 35. He pulled them out. And then in the press, will say, see, this is why I don't play the kids. This is why I don't play the rookies. Y'all wanted to see them, see what happens. What are you talking about, stupid? Like, you could have had the starters in there and that could have dwindled down to 25 or a 20-point lead. These rookies got to learn. These kids, like, you got Pacome Dadier, like, oh my God, like, you could tell that he could play in big games. We saw it. He not afraid at the Garden. Huck Porty not afraid because these dudes already veterans in their league that they came from. Kolick is a little, icy around the rim, but but he's not a stupid point guard. You got to let these kids flourish. And he doesn't do that. And that's why our team is depleted. They have no legs. You could tell they shots are off. Brunson's shot is off. Hart shot is off. OG shot is off. The only probably person that had a little bit of juice was Macau, and that's because he's the Iron Man. And even him, he looks tired because you could tell. So, that's all I got to say about what's going on with the Knicks, man. Rest these players, and a lot of people's waiting for Mitch to come back. I'm not waiting for Mitch to save us. Mitch is going to be good for our team, right? With the offensive rebound and people not just going to walk in, right? But we need Mitch, but we need somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You got that guy in the G League. Oh man, what's his name? Hold on for a minute. I can't believe I forgot his name. He's doing excellent in the G League. TJ Warren. You got TJ Warren, like, plays great or good defense and could shoot the lights out. TJ Warren is blowing up. Then you got Okike. What's his name? Okereke or Kiki. You know what I'm saying? He's playing good too. Bring these dudes up, switch it up, see what you can do with this lineup. And then you got the podcasters, right? Saying, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, bring these dudes up, see what they can do, right? Oh, this is my train of thought. So the dude was saying, and the other ones were saying, I lost my train of thought again. I got so many things on my mind because I got to go to work and I'm trying to like rush this podcast out. And damn, what was my train of thought? Anyway, I can't get my my thoughts out. But like, you have these dudes that can fill in these blanks for your team, especially resting your team, right? Because it's a team game. It's a team game. Okay? It's a team game. Let me see if I have anything else that I wanted to say. Yeah. I mean, there was an interview by Brunson. Let me see if I could pull that up. It was on X. But he's basically saying, I think this was it. Okay, so here it goes. Let me see if I can share the screen real quick with y'all. Let me see. We're going into almost an hour, so bear with me, you know. Let me see. Present. Stop screen. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, so basically, okay, so I don't know if it's gonna come up on there, but basically the headline is, can I blow this up? On this, you could reload. View. I'm getting back into this, guys, because I know this is small and you guys probably can't read it, but it says, okay, so this is what Die Hard Eru. Yo, shout out to Eru and Die Hard Knicks podcast, man. It's one of my favorite podcasts on there. You know, he never holds nothing back. And, you know, I love that about him. So, yo, go check him out on Die Hard Knicks podcast on YouTube. Like and subscribe, you know, show him some love. The players, okay, so this is what he says. Because this is from Knicks video, I think SNY. The players, so he says, this is Die Hard. The players will never say they are tired, but they clearly are stressed. Our answers are within the organization. So Jalen Brunson on the SNY video said Jalen Brunson was asked about fatigue being an issue in the Knicks loss to the Magic tonight. I think he says in the quote, "We can say that, but it's not an excuse of why we lost tonight. We don't say we were tired. That's not who we are." Yeah, see, now, of course, they're not going to admit that. But just by that, just by him saying that, tells me that they were tired. So to all the minutes police out there, go kick rocks. The ones who want to call Knicks fans minute police, kick rocks. Okay? Let me see if I can play it and see what it says.
Fatigue as an issue with the group tonight.
I mean, we can say that, but like I said, it's not an excuse of why we lost tonight.
It is.
We don't say we were tired. This is not who we are.
Hey, are you serious? See, and this is this has to be the mind control of Tibbs. You understand? Like, if you're tired, you're tired. This is a known fact. If you're exhausted at work, you're not going to give the same performance. This is a fact. This is not a myth. So, to all those people saying minutes, please, and leave Tibbs alone, go kick rocks. All right? Go kick rocks. You know, so, you know, that's that. And, you know, I knew that was the issue from the get-go. So there you have it. And yeah, I gotta get going because I was supposed to have been left. And now I gotta rush things. Hopefully I won't be late for work, but it is what it is. I just wanted to give that off. And I'm gonna be doing a little bit more next videos, man. I'm sorry, you know, I've been away for a minute. And you know, my opinion is my opinion. You might have a different opinion, but let me know. You know, hit the like and subscribe in the comments. You know, hit the like and subscribe and then comment on what you think it is, you know. And I catch you guys later, you know. This is Jay Mars, this is Knicks Live, and I hope you enjoyed this nearly hour session of me rambling, you know. Peace.